Thank you so much for joining us on our team call. It is Thursday night, and today we are talking Team Cup. I'm real excited for this call. We have a lot of awesome speakers coming to you from the Commit crew. And but before we get started officially, I just want to encourage you guys to take advantage of this month, it being Team Cup month. This month, I don't have the stats in front of me, but if you go back to Carl Deichler's Facebook page, he made a video that really shows, he explains the difference between coaches who really dig deep and participate in a Team Cup versus those who don't. And so the difference is astronomically bigger than those who don't do it compared to those who do it as far as your business growth happening. And so I want to encourage you to really just dig deep and get that power hour in every day. I know we all work. We all have busy lives. Some of us work, some of us don't, but we all should be able to find an hour a day to squeeze into our business. So I want to encourage you to do that. So, and one other thing too is the All Access Challenge Pack. You guys know what that is. 1 year of All Access Beachbody On Demand and a 30-day supply of Shakeology, the containers, the portion fix system. That is not going to last forever, guys. The way that it is bundled right now with the 10% discount, you guys might have heard us talking about it a few seconds ago, but the way that it's bundled now is not going to last long. The last day that you can get it, the last day that you can have your challengers get it or sign up new coaches with it is going to be at the end of this month. So please take advantage of that. We are going to be finding out soon what the new All Access Challenge Pack is going to look like. From what they're telling us, there will still be an All Access Challenge Pack. We just don't know the details of it, how much it's going to be. So take advantage of what it is now, because for $199 to get your coaches started that way or to get new challengers started that way, it's really amazing. I want to give a shout out to Meghan. She made a post, an awesome post. I want you guys to go look at it, about how she explains that you can work with her for a year. Now, you can look at other people's posts, like other coaches' posts, and take from that and use it, make it your own. But the way that she explained that people can work for her for a whole year was pretty awesome, because if you go to a fitness studio and you sign up with a personal trainer for an entire year, you're going to be paying thousands and thousands of dollars. And so to be able to do that for $199, we all know that Beachbody trainers are the best personal trainers there are. So there is no need to have that physical trainer by your side if you have Sean T, if you have Tony Horton, if you have Autumn Calabrese. So encouraging people and letting them see the value in this challenge pack is amazing. If you are not leading with this challenge pack, then you might lose some more people, because this challenge pack is by far the best value that I have seen as a coach in the last 6 years of me even doing this. And so I think that's it. I know there's nothing else, Rachel, right? No other big announcements at all. So I'm not too, I forget who's starting. So whoever's starting can go ahead and take it away.
All right, guys. So tonight we are going to be talking about Team Cup, and I'm going to start off with embrace the team mentality. Does everybody hear me? Okay. Okay. So I really didn't come up with a big list of things to discuss about team mentality other than to say to really utilize your team. One of the greatest things that Team Cup has shown me over the last year is that you've got 5 people coming from different areas, different perspectives, and to use each one of your teammates and utilize what they're best at is amazing. So one of the things that came up today in my Team Cup, and I just wanted to share it with you guys, is that we use Messenger. We have a team page, but it hasn't really been utilized. So we're chatting in the messenger aspect of Facebook, and one of my teammates basically was talking about how she was reaching out to someone, and the person was ready to sign up with a challenge pack, and she introduced the coach discount, and she got silence. And she just threw it out there. And so I said, well, screenshot what your conversation is and share us what your conversation is. Let's see what you did, how you worded it. Let's see where we could go as a team. And there were 3 of us on this messenger at the time, and we were able to walk her through. The other 2 of us were able to kind of, bump off of her and give suggestions on where she could go next and what she could do. And so the point of that is to, when you're struggling with anything, with inviting, with the close, with building the relationship, anything that you're struggling with, reach out to your other coaches that are on your team. And it doesn't have to be your leader. We all have, strong skills in different areas. And that's what's really amazing about Team Cup. And you're not always with the same people every Team Cup. So it's really great to utilize the other members of your team and really make it that team aspect. And know that you're not, it's not just about building you up, but you're building your team up. I don't know if any of the other leaders on the call have something to say. Go ahead, Rachel.
So I think that one thing I wanted to say right off the bat is, because I know not everybody's on this that is on this call is on a Team Cup team. All of these concepts that we're going to talk about tonight transcend normal business activities. It's not just Team Cup focused, but from a regular team perspective, you view Commit Crew, you should have that same team mentality in our Commit Crew page too. When people post, we get excited and we welcome them and we say, we're so happy you're a part of our team. When someone shares a video, if you listen to it, share your takeaways as an encouragement to that coach that they're guiding you in the right direction. So really taking ownership of that team mentality, because I can't tell you the number of times that I have learned things from mastermind groups and other coaches in the network giving freely of their content and their scripts and their trainings, and like the community that is available to us is so awesome. I know that all the leaders and all of you guys were an open book, so it's an opportunity to like meld together as a team. Especially this year, we have just a killer opportunity to really come together as a team. So I'm excited about that. But I did just want to say these are Team Cup specific, but it transcends all of our businesses on a daily basis too. So, did any other of the top leaders want to add something?
I just feel like so many, especially as newer coaches, they get intimidated. And when we're just in our big team pages, it's hard or uncomfortable for them to post, to ask questions, yada, yada. So like, especially like I love with Team Cup, how we have our 5 ladies in a group. It's just so much easier. And it doesn't have to be, like you said, Rachel, a Team Cup. Like we could set up small masterminds, groups of people that mesh well together so we could keep that engagement and, you be more willing to ask questions and, push yourself instead, which I hope, I don't like for people to feel uncomfortable asking questions in the team page because most likely there's 5 other people wondering the exact same thing. There's no such thing as a stupid question. And that's the worst thing you can do is, not ask, I mean, still to this day, been doing this for almost 3 years and I have brain farts and I'm like, I should know this, but I don't. So I'm going to ask anyways, fail forward, right? So I just think having the little small groups, but, just getting out of your own way, out of your own head and being willing to share. And like Rachel's been doing the best at this lately, just sharing all these top tips with us, and the templates and stuff. But that's pretty much what I have.
All right, Megan, you ready? You ready to take topic 2?
There. I'm always muted because my cats tend to make weird noises. So I'm doing live, right? Live. Importance of going live. Who's gone live here? Anybody gone live? Who's scared to go live? Ah, I was one of those people. I used to pace around my house, and I knew that I had to go live. And I would pace around my house, and as soon as I would get live, that's definitely not. Is that someone else making that weird noise?
It's like a bird.
Yeah. Okay. So I would get on live, and I would literally be like, "Hey guys, my name is Megan, and I'm here to talk to you today about some workout tips." And I would just go like absolutely crazy. I have no idea what that noise is.
Everybody's muted but you.
Really?
Yeah, you're good. Keep going. You're fine. We're good.
So I would go and I would just start talking crazy, like absolute crazy, and I try to get off as soon as possible. And I found like the more that I did this, the more that I would force myself every day. I go live every day, even if it's just to just say, hey, this is how my week's going. I make sure that I engage with my followers every day. And I found like the more that I started to do that, and the more that I realized like people really want to listen to me, the more calm that I got, the more easier that it got for me to do. And some of the tips, if you're scared to go live, give something away. Doesn't have to be something expensive, but it's just going to get people starting to engage and being like, oh, well, if I respond to her question, I'll give away Shakeology, like a little packet of Shakeology. And I always tell them that they have to answer the question at the end of my broadcast. So they're listening to whatever you have to say because they want the packet of Shakeology. And it also gets people engaged on your page, and it gets people interacting with you. So that's a really good tip. Oh, sorry, I just sneezed, Doug. Another like thing is just be fearless. If you follow, I build my business on my like page. It's just one of the things that I do. If you follow my page, I get on the scale in my bra, in my underwear every Saturday morning. I get on there, and I don't care who's watching, and I don't care that I'm showing them my weight, but it builds people's trust. I'm not saying, if you're really self-conscious about your weight to do it, but it builds people's trust if you're vulnerable. I've cried on live feeds. I didn't mean to cry on live feeds, but I felt so passionate, and I've talked about things, and I've gotten teary. And I mean, just show you, be completely you. The one thing I will give you guys as the last tip, and this is just my personal preference. I mean, I have a really big potty mouth, and I have seen big coaches go on there and drop F-bombs, and I know it's always be yourself. I don't think that's a good idea. I'm, like I said, I have a big one, and it looks really, really bad. So be yourself, but be your respectable self. All right, guys?
Awesome. I know that I wanted to add in that as coaches, we tend to leave out the right hooks. We jab with our posts all the time. We're leaving little sprinkles of our content and what we're doing. We're posting our workout videos, we're posting our shakes, but we sometimes leave out the call to action posts. So we should be consistently posting at least, in my opinion, everyone's different, but at least one call to action post a week. Because if they don't know that they have an opportunity to work with you, then they can't even jump on it all. So if you're not giving that call to action post, they might not ever know that they have the option to work with you. They need to view you as a coach presence, and one way to do that is to make sure that you're taking those right hooks when the timing is right. Any other leaders wanted to add?
Yeah, I do. I think, like, to expand on that, what you were just saying with the call to action, the right hook, I think that's what you were trying to emphasize about once a week. A call to action, you should put on every single post that you're putting out there, no matter what it is. Ask their opinion. People want to give it to you. And the more comments, they're just blowing up. There you go. You're getting bumped up in that algorithm. And that's why live is so, so important. I'm definitely about to point Ashley out on here because I know she's on here. But like my Team Cup team yesterday, I challenged them. Lana's on here, Michelle's on here. But they've been going live for a while now. And I was like, everyone, go live today. And Ashley and Leanne had never done one. And they were so stinking scared. But, and I remember that. I still get that way. But they did it. And that's what matters. Like Leanne's not on here because she don't have good service. But she was like, she was terrified, but then she's like, you know what? I got some Shakeology packets. I think I'm going to do a giveaway, and I think I'm going to go live with it. And I'm like, yes, because she was like so scared. But I was like, you've just got to get over that first hump, and she, like, bless her heart, she was like, y'all, I'm scared. I don't like this at all. And, you know, she was just being real to herself, but the engagement, it just blew up. And I was like, fall on your face. It doesn't matter. People need to see you for who you are. They love that. You know, they don't want you to be on there and be picture perfect. So, yeah, I love that. So it's actually, they recommend to go live like once a day, which I still struggle with that. I'm trying to make it a conscious effort, because it's huge, and Facebook loves it, and they bump you up. And Lana actually had this idea for those of us that do get nervous. You've never went live. Do your workout, then go live, because you got them endorphins, you're pumped up, you feel good, and it puts some of those nerves out the window. So try it. It really, it was a good tip from her. And captions, your captions on your videos, like, make it short and sweet, make it be a question, something that is intriguing, that they're gonna be like, I need to watch this, you know, get their attention with those captions. And Meghan actually showed us a way that you can generate captions, you know, only through Google Chrome, but that's a good way to get that little gut punch in there. But I think that's it. You know, they said it's changing as far as whether long videos or short videos. I tend to keep mine short. I still think people have short attention spans. So, you know, less than 5 minutes, especially if you're new to it, just for a minute or two, it doesn't matter. Do a tutorial. That's
Yeah, I think that's a great, because Meghan did show us how to do that on our leader call, and if she would like record a video and post it to the page, I think our team would love that, because that was a huge help. So yeah. Anybody else want to talk about that topic? Okay, all right, so next one is me. He's joining. Love you. All right, so my topic is on inviting. So this is a scary topic for a lot of people, I know, but I want to shed some light on a couple of tips, a couple of ways to invite for Team Cup and to propel your business forward using inviting. My first thing that I would say is work on the fear of invites. If you can conquer the fear of invites, you will do awesome things in this business, because it is crucial to propelling your business forward. So a couple of things. Number one, have something to invite to. I have realized I was asked to do a Q&A on our mastermind page, and I was reflecting like on the last couple months of 2016, which were really good months for me. And the beginning of 2016 was good as well, but I realized I had shifted my invites around September, October, November, somewhere in there. And I had a specific thing that I was inviting to each time I sent out an invite. So I was either inviting to a free group, I was inviting to a program-specific challenge group, but I had a specific group I was inviting to instead of the generic, hey, I'm looking for 2 to 3 more people to join my upcoming accountability group. That wasn't getting me anywhere. So when I had something specific to invite to, like, for example, with Court of Force, when I did a Court of Force group, I actually included the YouTube link to the promo video for Court of Force. So they could watch the video first before they ever decided to message me back to something they would even want to do. So having something to invite to is key. When you're running free groups, that is a killer way to invite like a crazy person to not feel weird about it. You're not asking them to do anything. You're literally asking them, hey, do you want some sweet treat recipes? Like, here's a free service gift from me to you. You can't feel weird about that invite because you're not asking them to buy anything. So free groups are a great way to build relationships. And then at the end of your free group, hit them with that invite at the very end of that free group is what I've been doing. So number one, have something to invite to. With Team Cup, or if you have specific business goals, 10x your invites. The reality is that and I share this with our leaders, is that I share this with my team, you have to send out a large number of invites in order to get a small number of yeses. It's just the nature of the business. So for example, I sent out 20 cold invites. Some of them were not cold, some of them were like relationship building. I got 17 ignores, 2 no's, and 1 not right now. And the next 20, like 15 ignores, 1 yes, 2 maybes, 1 not right now. So like you have to realize that in order, if you only send out 1 invite a day, that's only 30 invites for the entire month if you're consistent. So your odds of hitting Success Club are not very big when you're doing those kinds of numbers. So, you know, I am not afraid of cold invites. I know I posted a video about that in our team page. I encourage you to, my perspective on cold invites is if your page reflects your heart, reflects your transparency, and provides free value on your social media page, and someone can look at your page and know who you are and vibe with who you are, the cold invite can be sent, because if they take 2 minutes to look at your page, they should know what you're about and if they want to work with you. Let me see. The other thing is go for no. That's something that our Team Cup team is doing. We're shifting our focus from the yeses, the people who are buying challenge packs and things like that. We are going for no. So set a goal for the week of no's that you want to hear, or ignores that you want to hear, and say, okay, by the end of the day on Sunday, I want to hear 75 ignores or 75 no's. And then you're working towards that goal instead of saying, holy crap, it's the end of the month, I've got to hit Success Club, oh my gosh. You're shifting your focus to let me hit a bunch of no's, and somewhere in there somebody's going to say yes. And it allows you to mentally shift from such a negative focus of, oh, everybody's ignoring me, nobody wants to talk to me, what am I doing wrong, is my invite terrible, what am I saying that's turning them off. It shifts that to, heck yeah, I just got another ignore, heck yeah, I just got another no, let's do some more. And that helps your mindset in a big way with invites. The other thing is remembering that you have such a value to offer as a coach. You are a treasure as a coach. How many people sign up for a gym membership and flop within the first 6 weeks because they have no idea what they're doing? They have no support, no guidance. They don't know what they're doing with your nutrition. So yes, we are quote unquote connecting people with products, but you are selling a relationship with you. You are building friendships by sending out that cold invite. You're gaining friends by sending. Some of my closest people in my life right now are people that I have met through this business that are such a daily blessing that I never would have had the opportunity to meet outside of this. And so you're robbing yourself of the opportunity to have new friendships and positive attributes in your life by not sending out those invites. So remembering that you have the tools for them to succeed, you have the tools for them to change their life, and that is not something to be apologetic for. That is something to be dang proud of. I am proud to be a Beachbody coach because I am a life changer. And so if you're a coach that's on fire, that wants to truly change lives, and your intention is in the right place, then people are going to feel that, and invites aren't so icky. The last thing is the daily tasks in this business are so simple. Inviting is a simple concept, but it is just as easy to skip those simple tasks as it is to do them. And so at the end of the day, you've got to buckle down and realize you have to focus on your why and focus on your goal. And I posted, I think it was over the weekend, my little sheets. If you didn't see it, go back and look for it. My little sheets of visualizing why I'm doing this, visualizing why I'm a coach and what I'm working for my family, and writing things down that when I don't want to do it, phrases that will help me remember why. And for example, remember your family needs you to invest in your business to pay your mortgage. It's that simple. Remember what it felt like to cry on your way to work and leave your baby behind. Do you want to go back to that? Having those visuals of why you're doing this will be a good driving force for invites, because sometimes it's just not fun. Sometimes I'd rather just go shove my face in a pillow than send out an invite. But I've sent Kristi many a message. Do I have to talk to anybody else today? But we are game changers, life changers, people changers, and that's a huge blessing. So it's all about mindset. Does any of the leaders have anything to add on invites?
Sure, I'll go ahead and amen to that. I know there's some days, which that's a good thing. That's when you know you're messaging a lot of people. It's like I'm seriously going to shoot myself if I have to talk to another person right now. I just got to. But people are going to feel your intention. You know, so many people are just like, oh, I'm not into sales. You know, I'm not salesy. Yeah, me neither. If y'all knew me 3 years ago, oh my gosh, I the biggest introvert. I would hide behind whoever I was. I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't have got on here and shown my face on a group. It just wouldn't have happened. But people are going to feel that passion. And like all the time, I'll look back and read messages and I'm like, holy, did I just say that? I just made a fool of myself. But it doesn't matter because I get so excited and people know that and they see that. They know that I love everything about, you know, Beachbody. It's changed my life. Literally inside and out. And we have a gift. People need that. You know, do you know how many people struggle with depression and anxiety? And Rachel Cruz talked about on the thing yesterday, over 70% of people live in paycheck to paycheck. And I probably think it's honestly higher than that. So there is some aspect that they need from this, you know, whether it be just to lose weight or, you know, regain some mental clarity and strength, you know, whatever it is. So get out of your own head, wake up, because it's so hard. I used to would wake up and go straight to my phone and it'd be like, oh, coach cancellation, or you didn't tell me this Shakeology was going to come out. And, you know, it just sets your day off on a wrong start. So don't, you know, wake up. Set your mind right with your PD, whatever it is that you need to focus on, confidence, you know, just whatever, and do that. So you set the tone for the rest of your day, and that, you know, and get that, like Rachel said, it's so easy to just leave those invites out. If that's your frog, do it first thing in the morning, like get it over with, and you won't be like, oh, I need to go wash these dishes. I got to get my workout in, whatever it is. We all have 1,000 things that we can say we're going to do, but those things aren't going to keep moving our business forward. And like Rachel said, those things aren't going to pay our mortgage or whatever it is that our family needs us for. And we have to think about that. That's not why we do this, is for money, but, you know, we all have families that we have to support. So it just takes doing those daily activities to get that, reap that side benefit of, you know, changing the lives. So that's all. And like Rachel said, inviting, always have something to invite to, like planning your month out in advance. I'm not the best. I'm trying to lock in my free groups. Rachel and Meghan are the best at that. But we're actually finishing ours this week, and we've had 100 people in there. I think it's been great. And then we're converting, like I've made a little teaser post, you know, finding out what they really need help with. And then, like they were talking about today, oh, I really don't want this group to end. Okay, we're starting a full challenge group next week. Come on, baby. You know, this is just a little teaser for you. But, and converting them over to a full challenge group the next week. And then we got our coach sneak peek the week after that. So there's constantly something to invite them to. And I know Yvette was asking in the comments, yeah, especially if you're so uncomfortable with your invites, a free group is the perfect place, because as Rachel said, you don't have to feel like a creepster. You know, it's free. So
yeah, and there's some people are really scared of running. I know I was extremely nervous about running free groups, and honestly, I'm nervous about everything in the business, but I just have to swallow that and just literally go. Like I literally will plan to do a free group, my first free group, on a Friday night, and do a post, and that way I have to get everything ready by Monday morning and set myself a deadline, because otherwise I'll keep putting it off. But there, I posted like the full script for a 7-day sweet treat group in the Commit Crew. You can Google free clean eating groups. Anita Myron has hers online. There's tons of resources. You copy and then fine tune it and make your own. There's no reason not to be running a free group, because it adds value to your network. So, Meghan, go for it.
If anybody wants to be added into mine, you can either send me a message or I'll link mine, because I have a huge free group. You guys want to see how I run mine.
This is very good. And I'm totally, by the way, I know not everybody on here was on the Rachel Cruz webinar yesterday, but doing a 5 to 7 day budget friendly free group, I'm so doing that. That's going to be perfect. I mean, who doesn't need help with budgeting? I was like we can do anything. It doesn't always have to be, you know, we got the crock pot or the sweet treats, or I actually did one in December on mindset and personal development, like anything, you know? So, and like Rachel, yeah, go ahead, Nate.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say, and I should share them too. So many templates. I mean, don't reinvent the wheel or make it more complicated than it has to be. There's resources galore out there. You can go, Nate.
That's good. No, sorry.
Will you stop making those noises? Thanks.
I got it. We're good. Go ahead.
Is my sound okay?
I don't fuck.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. All right. I just want to bounce off of what Rachel was saying about the invites, because I think it's so easy for us to prejudge people, and that's one of the biggest mistakes I think we make. You know, if I tell my coaches to invite 10 people a day, a lot of them are going to freak out and say, I don't even know that many people. When I go to your Facebook page and see that you have 2,000 Facebook friends, I'm like, how can you tell me that you don't know that many people? And then I have coaches come back to me and say, oh, well, they would never do it, or Aunt Susie would never do it, or my friend Julie would never do it. What you're doing there is you're prejudging people. You have no idea where their circumstances are. You have no idea what they're going through financially. You have no idea what kind of problems they might have, maybe with their regularity, you know. And so we have these amazing options for people: Shakeology for health benefits, the coaching opportunity for financial. Guys, we can't forget that this is still a business, right? And so I love leading with free groups, but at the same time, there has to be a point where we do give that right hook. We can't just jab with free groups our whole entire career of being a coach, because we'll never get anywhere, right? People aren't just going to come down from the clouds and say, okay, I'm ready to get Shakeology. Thank you for giving me these free groups for the last 6 months. No, you still have to right hook them and invite them to be part of a paid challenge group, or invite them to try Shakeology. And, you know, I think a lot of us forget that we have things like the 7-day Shakeology sampler pack, where if somebody doesn't want to spend $140 on a challenge pack, letting them try Shakeology for $34 for a week is an option that you have, that you can give to them, where you can say, hey, you know what? I understand that you're scared to try Shakeology. I understand that you're scared to make this investment because you're not sure if it's going to work for you, or you're not sure that you're going to like it. Would you be willing to invest $34 to try it for a week? I can guarantee you that a lot of people would say, yeah, you know what? I would love to do that. And then you sign them up for the sampler for Shakeology, and then they fall in love with it because you're coaching them through how to make it the best way and what recipes to follow. And then they're hooked. And then they say, okay, you know what? I do see the value in this, so I'm going to try it for 30 days. And then they're going to get hooked again, because they're going to see the lasting or the longevity benefits of trying it for 30 days. But if you can't invite 5 people a day, at least 5, then I can promise you that you're prejudging people. There's a really, I don't know if this is going to be covered by someone else, but if I'm sorry if it is, but there's this really cool tool called the memory jogger in the back office. And it's not something that Beachbody created. This is something that is, you know, if you Google search memory jogger, you'll pretty much be able to find 1,000 different ones. But this is going to help remind you how many people that you actually really do know. Not how many people you're friends with, not how many people you're, you know, BFFs with, but how many people you actually know. And so by printing off this memory jogger, it's gonna give you categories like doctors, pharmacists, farmer, I mean, just different things, everything, postmaster, whatever. And so you're going to write names of people, even if they're your acquaintance, that you know. And then, you know, this is where coming out of your comfort zone comes in, to where you just maybe plant seeds to these people. I can tell you just a story. I used to always go into this bank back when I lived in Virginia, and I would always wear my wear and tear. Always. I'd have Insanity or P90X, and the teller would always notice and say, hey, you know what? I tried. That's awesome. How'd it work for you? Did you enjoy it? And so that starts a conversation, guys. I can't stress how important it is for you guys to have wear and share so you can start those conversations and plant those seeds. So guys, my biggest tip for you right now is do not prejudge people, because you have no idea what their circumstances are, and you do not know them better than they know themselves. So whenever someone says, well, I think I know my friends better than you do, I can guarantee you don't know them well enough to write them off your list and say, this person would never, ever, ever do this, because I can guarantee you some of the biggest people, the most successful coaches, some of the people with the most amazing transformations are people that other coaches prejudged, and then they signed up with because they actually invited them and they actually helped them see the value in this opportunity. So that's all I have.
I can tell you that from experience, that I had people fill out my application and I looked at them and I thought, oh, they don't have any money. And I didn't really invite them. I just tried to form. And soon, like a couple weeks later, she had the containers. And I was like, oh, but she filled out my application. I just assumed, that she had no money. And then she had the containers. So trust me, just go out there and do it.
And that just makes me think too, like, pay attention to who's liking and commenting on your stuff, because there's a reason they're doing that. They're not going to message you because they're scared to death. But that's been happened to me a couple of times, and I'm like, I've been talking to her through commenting, but I hadn't actually reached out, and here she is. And, I just became a coach. I'm like, oh gosh, why? So don't, because like Nate said, that person that you take for granted, that's the person that's going to sign up and never fails. So.
I can tell you guys too from experience that I have had so many missed opportunities because I prejudged someone, and then 3 or 4 months later, after having the intention on messaging them or having the intention on inviting them, but being too scared because I was like, you know what, they would never do it, so I don't want to bother them. Seeing that they did it with somebody else is like, it just breaks you, because you knew that you had the advantage there. You had the opportunity to help change their life, but you lost because you prejudged them. And so I had something else, but I forget. If it comes back to me, I'll raise my hand again. But
so I only have one last thing, because y'all made me think of it. So I know that some of my coaches on this call so let's get real definition. An invite is an invite. Building a relationship is a building relationship. If by the end of the day you have a goal to invite 3 people, send out an invite if those relationships aren't ready. You have to be taking that step and sending that invite, instead of just constantly building relationships and never hitting them with an invite. I see that happen time and time again. You have to get those out by the end of the day to progress and go forward. So just wanted to share that. I know we've got one more. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So guys, I want to just encourage you. One thing that I have seen work so well for people, and it kind of takes the stress off you of feeling like you're pressuring someone or feeling like you're bothering them, which I got to be honest with you guys, if you fully 100% believe in our product and what we do and what our mission is, I just want to say that you shouldn't have that sense of, I feel like I'm going to spam them, or I feel like I'm going to bother them. If you truly believe that we're doing, then you need to get rid of that sales mindset, because that's what's burying you from being able to go forth with that invite. And so, but planting seeds and building that relationship into that invite is what's important. Cultivating those relationships. And one amazing, perfect way that you guys can really start planting seeds is when you make a post. If you make a workout post, or if you make a post with your Shakeology, anything that's Beachbody related or health related or goal related. If people even so much as like the post, because I'm sure that you get a lot of people who like your posts, but they don't comment on it or they don't ask you for more information. But if they're liking it, then they're supporting you. And what I teach my coaches to do is message every single person that even likes your post and just thank them for the support. Not only are you planting a seed, but you're also starting a conversation which will lead into you talking more about it with them, which in return could end up into an invite. Now, it might not happen that day. I wouldn't say that your goal is to make it happen that day, but you're starting the conversation, you're planting the seed, right? So if Aunt Sally likes your post of you drinking Shakeology, and you message Aunt Sally and say, hey, you know what? I just wanted to say thank you so much for liking my post. It really means a lot to me that you're supporting me on this journey. They come back and say, yeah, you know what, you're doing a really awesome job, blah, 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 blah. You could say, have you ever considered doing it yourself? Or, however you get into that invite, planting that seed first is so important. But always reach out to everybody who even so much likes your posts, because that's going to make a big difference in your conversations and in your invites.
On top of what you just said, Nate, even though like 80% of our posts should be non-Beachbody related,
That's
but
true.
those workouts, those Shakeologies, those transformation photos that we post, if they do like or comment, as Nate said, reach out to the dad and say open door opportunity. Like he said, you thank them first, but I always follow up. Are you currently working on some health and fitness goals for yourself also? So you can stay on track with, the health and fitness. And most of the time they're going to respond with, well, I'm trying, or I'm not as good as I should be. And it's just, all right, well, what are you doing? What specific goals, like dig deep. And that's when you got to really make that emotional connection and find out what it is they really want and need, and then go from there.
And I know we're going along, but I just want to. This is such a great call, guys. I hope you guys are taking all this and writing it down. There's a really awesome tool in our team page called the. It used to be called the. What is it called, Megan? What is it called? What's that question form called?
The questionnaire.
It used to be called the questionnaire. I think it's called like the power and ask.
Yeah, that's what.
Great questions or something.
Power of asking great questions.
What is it called?
The power of asking great questions.
The power of asking great questions. It's a document in our files section of our team page, and it's got 2 pages of just icebreaker questions that you can ask your challengers or your potential challengers, just about what their goals are and what they mean to them and what routines have they done before that have worked or haven't worked. When Megan first started using this, I'm going to put you on the spot, Megan, because I can remember when we created this document about a year ago. Megan had already been a coach and had not gotten any success with invites. She was just struggling. And I said, Megan, print this document out, start asking these questions. Within 2 days, I think she hit Success Club 10. She helped 5 people within 2 days because she changed her conversation and started asking great questions. And so I want to encourage you guys to print that out and use it. You don't have to use every single question. The questions are not in any specific order. So wherever you are in your conversation, whatever question you feel fits, don't be genuine, but ask great questions.
If we're like worried about the inviting, you guys know that in the Beachbody Champions, that I don't know his name right now. It is mine that's doing that. The guy. Can somebody help me? Because my mic.
Kim Carver.
And it is being recorded. So go and check that out. I did it today, and there's another part 2 tomorrow. So.
Yeah. And the other thing we didn't talk about too was, on top of inviting, you're going to be ignored every single day. But when you are ignored, then what do? That's what matters. As you hear it all the time, there's a reason they say the fortune is in the follow-up. I promise you. And some people are like, oh, I might follow up 5-7 times. Y'all, I followed up with people 50 times before. I don't care. I can see you reading my messages. I'm going to go on your wall and be giving you compliments too there. But there's also been times where they're like, thank you so much for not giving up on me, because you don't never know what that little word of encouragement, they're just waiting for that moment. And the average person takes 8 months, it might be longer than that, but you just got to keep following up. That's why tracking system's so important.
Which is an awesome segue into Annie's topic.
Right to me, because that's what I'm talking about. So that is what I'm talking about, guys. So we don't have a lot of time left, but I'm going to be talking about the power of the follow-up. And you've heard it called the fortune is in the follow-up, the magic is in the follow-up. So we just spent a lot of time talking about inviting. Now you really need to learn how to follow up. And you just need to know that, in that one invitation, there are not going to be very many times where you have a yes right away. In fact, it just doesn't happen very often. But basically what you want to do as you're inviting and you're talking with people is always end up with a positive note and thank them for being honest if they are not going to, consider, say, a challenge pack or doing, a free group or whatever it is that you're inviting them to make sure that you are keeping a notebook of all the people who you are inviting. And as you're building relationships with them, jot down some notes about what it is that you talked about with them. So the next time that you talk with them, you're not just starting brand new all over. You're not remembering what it is that you actually had a conversation about. When you do follow up with them, you can bring up something that you might have talked about. Maybe it was something that had to do with their kids. Maybe it was something that had to do, with something that's going on in their life. Then you are actually building the relationship. And just know that it can take 6 to 10 to even more times of following up before that one person that you are talking to is going to build enough trust in you and want to actually come and join what you're doing. One of the things that I was going to say is, when you are following up, when you start the relationship, you can, if they say no to you the first time, you can say, hey, can I follow up with you in another month? What would be the best way for me to follow up? Would you rather me follow up using email or Facebook? Or what would be the best way for me, for us to have a conversation when you're ready, so that you're already getting an idea of how they want to communicate with you. But you need to be persistent. And, I don't think in the 7 years that I've been a coach, I have ever had anyone say to me, no, ever. They have never said to me, I don't want to have anything to do with what you're doing. Don't ever call me again. Don't ever message me. Basically, it's not now. I'm not ready right now. It's too expensive for me right now. You know what all the objections are, but I've never had anybody say, I don't ever want to do this. And, I know that one of the coaches just recently that Nate signed up, I think he'd been talking to her for like 4 or 5 years on a consistent basis. So sometimes, it takes a long time. And the wonderful thing about being a coach for a long time is as you continue on your journey, people that have been watching you from the very beginning will message you when they're ready. And that's a wonderful part of being a longtime coach, is when you get someone who messages you and says, hey, can I meet with you? Can we talk about this? And you're like, oh my gosh, this is pretty exciting. I actually had that happen last week. I had someone who I haven't known for a very long time, who works in my real estate business with me, who's actually my trainer, who messaged me and said, I've been watching what you're doing with this Beachbody thing, and I know that you're into health and fitness. Can we meet for lunch? And so I have a brand new discount coach. she's all excited, and she's, she just was watching my Facebook and, watching me post and watching my life. And we had interaction for probably about 10 weeks of me being in her classes. And the cool thing that I was thinking about today, and I think it was something that Nate touched on, was not only the fact that now I'm going to get to be her coach and I'm going to help her on her fitness journey, but that I just made a new friend. I don't know, were you the one that said that, Rachel? The relationships that you have in this business are some of the best relationships. It's like if I had never become a Beachbody coach, I would have missed out on so many amazing relationships that I have now that are lifetime relationships, weddings and babies and all these wonderful things that I get to share in my coaches' lives. It's just one of the perks of being a Beachbody coach. But to follow up, because I know we don't have very much time, make sure that you're always adding value to what they're telling you. Thank them for having the conversation, and just don't stop following up. I think that's probably all I have. Again, remember, it doesn't happen the first time, the second time, the third time. I mean, sometimes it takes 6, 10, 12 times, but it seems like when you have somebody that takes that long, they end up being lifelong Beachbody customers, and they are ready, and they, start their Shakeology and their workout, and they become committed. So I guess what I want to say is I just want to encourage you to keep having those conversations. Don't stress about, like, you've got to sell a challenge pack today. Yes, you do have to sell challenge packs, but you have to build relationships, because you aren't a salesperson. You're somebody who's helping someone to change their life. And that comes with the building of the relationships, the inviting. I know I listened to Rachel. I've been a coach for 7 years. You think I would have inviting down? I don't. If I just did all the inviting that I should do, I would be doing much better. But it's like sitting down and actually inviting is the hardest part for me. And it's not like I don't know how to invite. I don't have an excuse. And really, none of us have excuses. We can invite, and with inviting, we're always going to need to follow up. So that's all I wanted to share.
The only thing I would tack onto that is have a system. So the key for follow-ups is having a system, whatever that system looks like for you. Some of us use electronic, like Team Z. I'm a hardcore Team Z lover. Some people are pen and paper, but you cannot be efficient in your business without a follow-up system, because you're going to feel so stressed out. You're going to be like, where are my conversations? Who do I talk to today? So have a follow-up system in place and reach out to your upline if you need help figuring out what that looks like for you. And I second what Annie said about people do not say yes the first time. I have a coach that just signed up who's been watching me for 1.5 years, who I've invited and talked to for a year. And she just said yes in November and is fallen in love with all things Beachbody and became an active business builder coach. So you just got to love on people and never give up on them, and realize it's not about you. If they ignore you or say no, it is about their situation, and they're just not ready. I had someone last week who was all in for a challenge pack. I've been talking to her for 8 months, like actively consistent every week, talking to her for 8 months. She said yes. We were going to go for Team Cup. It was so exciting. I went to go see if she'd finished her enrollment, because I sent it all over, and she deleted me on Facebook and did not fill out the enrollment. Like, she wasn't ready. And she said, I asked her, I said, what did I do? She said, it's not you. I'm just not ready. So we just can't take it personally when somebody makes a choice for their situation. We don't know what's going on, but don't give up on them. I've not given up on her. We might not be friends anymore, but I might send her some more messages.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm gonna bounce off of that, guys. This is the most important quote that I think there is. Focus on the process, not the outcome. All right, the process of all of this. That's what you want to focus on. But we get wrapped around the outcomes so much that we lose focus of the process. You know, like Rachel said, we need to love on people, all right? That is part of the process, all right? The selling of the challenge pack, that is the outcome. But if we're so focused on Success Club and selling the challenge pack, which that needs to be in our goals, but we need to focus on the process, all right? And so, and one other thing I wanted to say about inviting, guys, I want you all to remember this is a skill, all right? This is a skill. So what happens, do something over and over and over again, you get better, right? You get better, you get better, you get better. You'll fail, you get better. You fall down, you get up, you get better. All right, so we're not asking you to be a professional inviter right off the bat, all right? Michael Jordan was not a professional basketball player the day he picked up a basketball, all right? He had to practice and practice and practice, and there was blood and sweat and tears. Now, this is, I mean, I'm not saying there's going to be blood and sweat and tears with this. I mean, hopefully it's sweat because you guys are working out. But repetition is so important with this. You just have to keep doing it, and you're going to get better. And like, you know, we said, you know, the average that someone says yes, or the average amount of invites it takes is 6 to 14 or something in the middle of there. That does not mean that you're never going to get somebody on the first follow-up. All right, you are going to have some people like that. So, but the average is going to be 6 to 14, 15, 16. Guys, I've followed up with someone 50 times before with silence. All right, I'm not going to give up on them though. All right, so focus on the process and not the outcome.
I think Jen had something she wanted to add. No, you're good. Any other leaders? I mean, that was pretty much a truth bomb from Nate, so we're good. All right,
I'm good.
It's out. We're good. We're good.
We're good.
That's it. All right. Awesome, guys. Thank you for hanging in with us. I know it was a long call, but y'all.
Do we have more people on right now than we did before to get another picture?
I don't know, but I can take another one just in case. Good memory.
All right. What's that?
I said good memory.
All right, everybody smile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, cheese. I know me and Megan are like, ah. All right. We're good.
All right, guys.
All right.
Good night.
Have a good night.